Chapter 1. Imagine a young boy in Pretoria, South Africa in the mid-1970s. He is small, introverted, and often lost in the pages of science fiction novels. While other children are playing outside, this boy is memorizing the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. This wasn't a childhood of ease, it was a childhood of the mind. Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971. His father, Errol, was an electromechanical engineer, and his mother, May, was a model and dietitian. From the start, Elon was different. He had what his mother called a photographic memory, and a level of focus that often made him seem distant, to the point where doctors thought he might be deaf. But the silence was where he built his worlds. By age 10, he discovered computers. While most kids saw a toy, Elon saw a tool. He taught himself to program in 3 days, a task that usually took months. At 12, he sold his first video game, Blaster, for $500. It was his first taste of the idea-to-value pipeline that would define his life. Yet school was a battlefield. Elon was severely bullied, once even thrown down a flight of stairs and beaten until he was unconscious. These scars didn't break him. They forged a relentless resilience and a desire to escape, not just his school but his country. At 17, with nothing but a suitcase and a dream of the frontier, he left for Canada to avoid mandatory military service in apartheid-era South Africa. He wasn't just moving, he was searching for the place where the future was being built. Chapter 2. After 2 years at Queen's University in Ontario, Elon finally made it to the United States, the land he viewed as the land of the possible. He transferred to the University of Pennsylvania, earning 2 degrees, one in physics and one in economics. This combination is the key to the Musk mindset. Physics taught him to boil things down to the fundamental truths, what he calls first principles thinking. Economics taught him how to scale those truths in a market. In 1995, he headed to Stanford for a PhD, but he lasted exactly 2 days. The internet was exploding, and Elon didn't want to watch from a classroom. He and his brother Kimball founded Zip2, a primitive version of Google Maps for newspapers. They lived in their office, showered at the YMCA, and coded until they collapsed. In 1999, Compaq bought Zip2 for $307 million. At 27, Elon walked away with $22 million. He didn't buy an island. He put $12 million of it into his next idea, X.com, an online bank. People thought he was crazy. Who would trust the internet with their life savings? But X.com merged with a competitor to become PayPal. When eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion in 2002, Musk's share was $180 million. Again, he was at a crossroads. He could retire forever. Instead, he decided to tackle the 3 problems he believed most threatened humanity: the Earth's climate, our reliance on a single planet, and the limitations of the human brain. Chapter 3. In 2002, Musk founded SpaceX with $100 million of his own money. His goal? Mars. A year later, he became the lead investor in a tiny startup called Tesla Motors. The years from 2004 to 2008 were a descent into what Musk calls the glass-chewing phase. SpaceX's first 3 rocket launches exploded. Tesla was hemorrhaging money and struggling to build the Roadster. Then the 2008 financial crisis hit. Musk was down to his last few millions, not enough to save both companies. He was faced with a choice: let one die to save the other, or split the money and risk losing both. He chose both. He poured every cent he had left into the companies, even borrowing money for rent. On Christmas Eve 2008, Tesla secured a last-minute investment, and SpaceX won a $1 billion contract from NASA. The architect had survived his first collapse. Over the next decade, the world changed. SpaceX didn't just reach orbit. They learned how to land rockets back on Earth, a feat thought impossible. Tesla didn't just make an electric car, they made the Model S, the Model 3, and eventually the Cybertruck, proving that sustainable energy could be cool. Musk's philosophy here was simple. If something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Chapter 4. As he reached middle age, Musk's ventures became even more radical. He founded Neuralink, aiming to merge the human brain with AI to prevent us from becoming house cats to future superintelligence. He started the boring company to solve traffic with tunnels. He launched Starlink, a constellation of satellites providing internet to the entire globe. But behind the business is a specific philosophy: techno-optimism. Elon believes that the light of consciousness, is a rare and fragile thing in the universe. Everything he does is designed to extend that light, whether by making us multi-planetary or by ensuring AI remains a benefit to humanity. His business principle is the algorithm of excellence. Question every requirement. Delete any part or process you can. Simplify and optimize. Accelerate cycle time. Automate. He is famously hardcore, demanding 100-hour work weeks and sleeping on factory floors. To Elon, a company isn't a place of work. It's an engine for solving a specific problem for the species. Act 5. The political shift and the present day, 27:00, 35:00. Visual suggestion. News clips of the X, formerly Twitter, acquisition, political rallies, government efficiency meetings, DOGE, and the Starship rocket standing on the pad. Narrator. In recent years, the architect has stepped into a new, more polarizing arena, global politics. In 2022, Musk purchased Twitter for $44 billion, renaming it X. He claimed the move was to protect free speech as a digital town square. This move signaled a massive shift in his public persona. Once a darling of the environmentalist left, Musk moved toward the right, citing concerns over the woke mind virus and government overreach. In the 2024 US election, he became one of the most vocal and financially significant supporters of Donald Trump. By 2025, this involvement culminated in his appointment to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. His goal was to apply his first principles business logic to the massive bureaucracy of the US government, cutting trillions in spending and streamlining agencies. It was a role that made him perhaps the most powerful private citizen in history, but it also made him a lightning rod for controversy. As of today, Elon Musk remains the world's richest person, but he famously owns no home, having sold his mansions to live in a $50,000 foldable house near his rocket site in Texas. He is a man of contradictions, a visionary who wants to save humanity, yet a fighter who often clashes with it. Whether you see him as a hero or a herald of chaos, one thing is certain: we are living in the world Elon Musk is building. And he isn't finished yet. The Starship is waiting on the pad. Mars is still red. And the light of consciousness is still burning. Elon Musk is building a future we once only read about in science fiction. But while he looks to the stars, there are mysteries right here on Earth that still defy explanation. If you enjoyed this dive into the mind of a giant, you'll want to see our next chapter, where we explore the phenomena that logic simply cannot touch. Subscribe to join our community of seekers. I'll see you in the next chapter.